Hello again and welcome to another video from the Marketing Study Guide. In this video I'm going to have a look at the difference between the STP and the STDP process in marketing. These obviously relate to market segmentation, targeting, positioning, but different textbooks will present them a little bit differently. So as you probably know, STP stands for S in market segmentation, which is step 1 in our process. T stands for target market selection or targeting, which is step 2, follows on. Those two steps will give us our strategy of where we're choosing to compete, in what customers are we pursuing, what markets. And the P stands for positioning, which is how we compete in that target market. But when we see a textbook that adds the D, they're the same letters there, except D is for differentiation, and that becomes step 3. And we split positioning into, you can see got how to compete twice, how we're going to compete in terms of positioning, and how we're going to compete in terms of differentiation. So let's just make a little bit more sense of that. So you can see we're just adding a letter there. Now, positioning is how we want to be perceived. So we look at our image, our brand reputation, what we're communicating, and we also want to look at our key benefits of our products, and we want that relative to competitors. So what we want consumers to do is, hey, that brand there, referring to our brand, they're really good at this and this. Yet that competing brand, they're not as good on those attributes, but they're pretty good at doing this. That's clear positioning, where the consumer has a great understanding of basically our strengths and weaknesses. And if our strengths are a good match to their needs at that time or a different time, then we will win the sale. Okay, so it's positioning is how we want the consumers to understand our product. We want them to know what we offer, what our product's key benefits are, how we're better or different. Now, we're using the word differentiation normally in marketing. We tend to, when we start out, thinking our products need to be better, but in most cases they've just got to offer a different set of benefits and be quite unique in the marketplace by being the only offering that has that combination of attributes, and that will give some consumers a reason to buy our brands and products. Now, when it comes to differentiation, you probably know this because it's a fundamental component of marketing. It's the way we are perceived to be unique or different. So our points of difference. And as I said, we don't need to be better. We just need to be different and have a unique offering. It is critical, I've got the words critical there, for our key benefits. We need to have something where we stand out. We cannot match just across the board, same, me too, same. That's not good enough. Because we have some point of difference, there will be times where we provide a better meaning of some customer needs in order to win market share. Okay, now to make sense of this, we've got some fancy terms here, but they're pretty making sense as I work through them. Differentiation here is over here, differentiation, and they're known as our points of difference, or sometimes just brought down as pods. And over here we have our points of parity. And this is what we have that is similar to competition. Not identical, but pretty close. And it's those two things together that create our positioning. What we have in common with our competitors and the things we have different to our competitors. So let's use an example to make sense of that. So I'm just using a generic example of McDonald's, and I've just listed aspects of their positioning, and key benefits that most people would agree with. Convenient locations, open long hours, comfortable in-store seating, etc., fast menu items, Big Macs, etc., value pricing. Now I'm going to split this into pops, so things I have in common with their competitors, and points of difference. Now this will vary a little bit by what competitor we're comparing ourselves to, but what I've got here is in the green, they're things that a lot of fast food players would have. So a lot of large fast food chains would have convenient locations. Many are open long hours. They tend to have seating and in-store facilities. They'll have a consistent menu, and they try to offer good value and pricing. So they're the things that are generally the same, and we're not perceiving a lot of difference. And then we have the pods. Where does marketing stand out? What about McDonald's stand out? So where is their key points of difference? So generally they have a broader range of food options. So compared to your average fast food place that might do chicken or might do burgers or might do pizza, McDonald's has a broader choice. They also have distinct products that they're known for. The Big Mac's a good example, and potentially their fries, etc. And McDonald's generally built themselves on very fast, efficient service. Okay, so what we'll find is that we're going to have both. We're going to have points of parity and points of difference. So why do we need points that are the same? Why points of parity? Because usually, if we're thinking about the McDonald's example, they're what people expect. They expect a nice menu. They expect good pricing. They expect to be able to sit down. They expect to find you easily. So these are central needs. They are simply must-haves if you're competing in that industry. So you'll find that most fast food chains will offer these, speed of service, good service, value pricing, seating, etc. But then we must also have, from our perspective, points of difference, what we do differently, or our differentiation. So you'll find that these chains will have different menu foods. They'll have different items on their menu, and they might have a flagship offer. They might do different pricing combinations and deals. The stores have different atmospheres. They might have different facilities, like McDonald's have a lot of playgrounds and potentially coffee shops inside, etc. So here is how we're unique. So positioning has both. Okay, so when we look at this Model A from textbook 1 and Model B from textbook 2, they're essentially the same. This textbook here is just splitting positioning into its components of differentiation and positioning to reinforce the importance of differentiation. So they're the same every way. The second process is just splitting it out so we don't forget, hey, we've got to have key points of difference. We've got to be differentiated. So thanks for checking out the video. I've got lots of videos on marketing, so please check those out as well.